Welcome to today's deep dive, and we're going to be exploring this really interesting book called Once Upon a Broken Heart
Oh, yeah.
by Stephanie Garber.
I'm excited.
This is a spin-off of her popular Caraval trilogy.
It is.
But you don't have to have read those books to enjoy this one.
No, not at all.
It stands perfectly well on its own.
Yeah.
So we're talking magic, intriguing characters, and a touch of danger.
Uh-huh.
So you ready to kind of step into this magical world?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so the story kicks off with Evangeline Fox.
Yeah.
She's a young woman who's absolutely heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
Her love, Luke, is set to marry her stepsister, Marisol.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about a tricky situation.
Yeah, so desperate to stop the wedding, she makes a pretty big decision.
Yeah.
She seeks out Jax,
Who, Jax?
the Prince of Hearts,
Okay.
a figure known for granting wishes.
Yeah, but as you can imagine, there's always a price to pay.
Of course there is.
So what does he demand?
Well, he demands 3 kisses from her.
3 kisses. Seems simple enough,
Right.
but Jax comes with a little baggage.
He does. Wouldn't you say?
I would say a lot of baggage.
So tell me about that.
So he's cursed
Okay.
to kill every woman he kisses, except for his one true love.
Okay, wow, so she's literally putting her life on the line
Evangeline is.
for these 3 kisses.
She is.
So tell me what happens next.
Okay, so they end up going to the north, a region shrouded in mystery and magic.
Okay.
And they encounter fates, vampires, and all sorts of fantastical beings.
Wow, and this is
Thing.
where, if you're familiar with Caraval, you might see some familiar faces.
Yes, you will.
Like Scarlet and Tella. Yes.
Adding another layer of intrigue to this story.
Now, the relationship between Evangeline and Jax, tell me a little bit about how that unfolds, because it has to be kind of a roller coaster.
Oh, it is a huge roller coaster. Their chemistry is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this constant push and pull between attraction and distrust.
Yeah.
Because, Evangeline's a bit naive and tends to trust people too easily.
Yeah. So that lands her in some pretty sticky situations.
Yeah, and then Jax, with his charm and mysterious nature, doesn't exactly make things easier for her.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, so let's talk about when they encounter the Fates,
Okay.
powerful beings who control destiny.
Yes.
They're not exactly pleased with Evangeline's meddling, are they?
No, they are not.
So tell me a little bit about those encounters.
So they challenge her in a deadly game, basically,
Oh, wow.
to test her wit and her resolve.
And does Jax step in to help at all?
He does, which is surprising.
Okay.
But of course, his actions create more chaos than solutions.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And it becomes clear that he kind of has his own motivations for helping her.
Okay, so then we have this unexpected encounter with vampires.
Yes.
I did not see that coming.
Right.
How does this unfold?
Well, she finds herself caught in the middle of a conflict between 2 very powerful vampire lords
Okay.
who each want control of a magical artifact.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier the Valerie Arch. What role does this arch play?
The Valerie Arch, it's legendary. It holds this power, this magic that can break the curse on Luke
Okay.
and free him from this engagement with Marisol.
So, of course, Evangeline wants to find this.
Absolutely, she sets her sights on it.
Yeah.
But the Arch is also sought after by other forces, including the Fates and this mysterious group called the Foxglove.
So it becomes a race against time,
It does?
with everyone wanting to control it.
Yes,
Okay, so the wedding day arrives.
it does.
Does she manage to stop it?
Well, this is where things get really interesting. Instead of stopping the wedding, she makes a very bold decision.
Okay.
She drinks a potion that turns people to stone.
Oh, my gosh.
So she seemingly sacrifices herself.
Why would she do that?
Her motives aren't clear right away,
Okay.
but it throws everyone off guard,
Including Jax.
including Jax.
So how does he react to this?
Well, amidst the chaos
Yeah.
of guests turning to stone and panic erupting,
Mm-hmm.
he kisses her.
Knowing his curse, that's a huge risk.
It is a big risk.
What happens next?
Well, this is where Stephanie Garber leaves us hanging.
Oh, no.
The outcome of that kiss, whether it kills Evangeline or not, is a cliffhanger.
Oh, my gosh.
That sets the stage for the next part of the story.
All right. Well, we are going to have to take a break.
Yes.
And we're going to come back. We're going to dive into what happens next.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
Well, despite that curse, Evangeline wakes up.
Oh, wow.
But she's not at the wedding anymore.
Oh.
She finds herself in this strange hidden realm
Okay.
known as the Shadowfold.
The Shadow Fold. This sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
So it's a world where magic is forbidden.
Okay.
It's a sort of prison realm for those cursed or punished by the fates.
And is she alone there?
She is not.
Okay, tell me who she encounters.
So she meets a cast of peculiar characters.
Okay.
including this young boy named Lala,
Okay.
who has this ability to see into people's pasts,
Okay.
and a woman named Nightshade with an obsession with stories,
Uh-huh.
and then a mysterious figure known only as the Mad Hatter.
Okay. Lala, Nightshade, and a Mad Hatter sounds like we've tumbled down the rabbit hole
Yes.
into a twisted fairy tale.
It does have those elements.
Okay.
But this is Stephanie Garber,
Yeah.
so things are rarely straightforward.
Right.
And it turns out that the Shadowfold is very intricately connected to the Valerie Arch.
Okay, so the arch that she was trying to find...
The one and only.
Okay, so the arch plays a key role in this Shadowfold.
It does.
Tell me more about that connection.
It seems the Arch has this power greater than anyone really imagined.
Okay.
It can grant immortality,
Okay.
but it can also unleash this horrible curse upon the world.
So I'm sure everyone is fighting over it then.
Oh, absolutely. The Fates, the Foxglove,
Yeah.
even Jax, everyone wants it for their own purposes.
And what about Evangeline? Where does she fit into all this?
Well, initially she still wants to break Luke's curse,
Okay.
but as she kind of navigates the Shadowfold,
Yeah.
she starts to learn these secrets about her own past. That links her to the Shadowfold and to the Valerie Arch in ways she didn't expect.
Interesting.
Yes.
And now Jax, I know he's not one to stay away from the action.
No, he is not.
Does he reappear
He does.
in the Shadowfold?
Yes. As always, with his motivations very mysterious and unclear.
Right.
But he needs Evangeline's help
Okay.
to navigate this really treacherous world.
So they're forced to work together,
It seems that way.
even with all that tension and uncertainty between them.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what happens to their relationship in the Shadowfold.
So the undeniable chemistry that's there, it remains.
Yeah.
But the stakes are higher now.
Okay.
The danger is so much more palpable.
Mm-hmm.
And Evangeline is battling with her feelings for Jax,
Okay.
especially as she uncovers more and more about his past and the darkness that kind of surrounds him.
Right, because he doesn't have the best reputation
No, he does not.
for being a good guy.
Right.
Or, good Prince of Hearts or whatever.
Right. He's a morally gray character.
Yeah, and that's what I love about her writing.
Mm-hmm.
Her characters are so complex.
They are.
Like they're not all good or all bad.
Right. They make you question your perceptions of good and evil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as Evangeline ventures deeper into the Shadowfold,
Yeah.
what does she learn?
She learns that nothing is as it seems.
Okay.
Everyone, even the people she thought she could trust, have secrets
Uh-huh.
and hidden agendas.
Wow, so it's a very dangerous game
It is.
of deception and survival.
It is.
How does she, with her very trusting nature,
Yeah.
how does she manage to navigate this?
Well, it's a constant struggle.
Yeah.
She's caught in the crossfire,
Yeah.
trying to decide who to trust and how to even achieve her own goals.
Right.
I think she's probably really wishing she never made that deal with Jax in the first place.
I would think so too.
Yes.
But there's no turning back now, right?
No, there isn't.
So what happens next?
Well, things take an even more complicated turn
Of course.
when Evangeline discovers that the key to unlocking the Valerie Arch lies within her own heart. Literally.
Okay.
It turns out she has a magical ability that she didn't even know about.
Uh-huh.
And this ability could either save the world or destroy it.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure.
So how does she deal with that?
Well, it's a challenge for her.
Oh.
She's still got all these feelings for Jax. She
Right.
still wants to save Luke.
Right.
And now she's got this immense power to figure out.
Yeah. And what's Jax's reaction to this?
He's both intrigued and wary.
Okay.
He recognizes the potential in her power,
Mm-hmm.
but he understands how dangerous it is. He
Right.
tries to guide her and protect her.
Mm-hmm.
But, his own past and connection to the Arch make things complicated, as always.
It sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It does.
But perhaps a little bit of epic romance, too.
Oh, yes, definitely both.
So just when she thinks she's starting to understand the rules of the Shadowfold,
Mm-hmm.
what happens?
Everything changes again.
Okay, there's always another twist, isn't there? Always a twist with Stephanie Garber.
Okay, what happens this time?
A new character comes onto the scene.
Okay.
Someone with a shocking connection to both Evangeline and Jax.
Oh, really?
This revelation throws everything into chaos,
Okay.
leaving Evangeline with this impossible choice.
Oh, this is getting good.
It is.
So last we left off, Evangeline had discovered this hidden power and is navigating the Shadowfold, and now a new character has arrived, changing everything.
Yeah, this new arrival's a big one. It's Apollo,
Apollo, okay.
the former fiance of Jax's true love.
So not just some random person, but someone from Jack's past.
Right, and not just any fortune teller as he seems at first.
Oh, okay.
Apollo carries a heavy burden, cursed to wander the earth after his love died.
So how does he tie into Jax's curse?
Well, he reveals something pretty shocking.
Okay.
He's the one who actually orchestrated the curse that forces Jax to kill every woman he kisses.
Oh, wow. Talk about holding a grudge. Right. He blames Jax for his beloved's death, although the details of that are still kind of a mystery.
Yeah, so what's his purpose in coming to Evangeline and telling her all this?
He needs her help.
Okay.
Apollo believes that Evangeline's power is the key to breaking his curse,
Okay.
so he can be reunited with his love.
So he's kind of using her
He is.
for his own ends.
Yes.
What about Jax? Where does he stand in all this?
Jax is, as always, a bit of an enigma.
Okay.
He still wants to break his own curse,
Uh-huh.
but his motivations are unclear. Like, is it really for love, or is there something else at play?
Right, so Evangeline's caught in this power struggle
Yes.
with Apollo and Jax both wanting her help.
That's right.
How does she react?
Well, she's very overwhelmed.
Understandably.
Yeah, she's realizing that everything she thought she knew about Jax and about love and even about her own destiny might be a lie.
Yeah, so how does she reconcile her feelings for Jax with these truths?
It's tough. She still cares for him, but she can't ignore all the pain that he's caused.
Right, and she doesn't want to be used by Apollo.
Exactly.
So what does she do with the shade of the world knowledge?
Well, Evangeline makes a very bold decision.
Okay.
She refuses to be a pawn in their game.
Good for her.
Yeah. She chooses to take control of her own destiny, to
Yeah.
use her power to help the people she cares about, even if it means sacrificing her own happiness.
That's a really powerful choice. It seems like her naivete is finally giving way to understanding the world a little better.
Yeah, she's understanding that true strength doesn't come from just blindly trusting other people,
Yeah.
but from making her own choices even when they're hard.
So did she succeed? Does she break Luke's curse? Does she find a way to outmaneuver Apollo and maybe even help Jax?
Well, for those answers, you're going to have to read the book yourself.
Oh, come on.
Once Upon a Broken Heart ends on a cliffhanger.
Stephanie Garber loves a good cliffhanger.
She does, but I think beyond the suspense and the twists, there's a really powerful message here about how love can transform us and how important it is to create your own path.
That's beautifully said.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, what are some key takeaways from Once Upon a Broken Heart?
I think it's just this really captivating blend of fantasy and romance and mystery.
Yeah.
It explores, love, loss, betrayal, and redemption, all within this really magical world that's both enchanting and dangerous.
And what about the characters? What makes them so compelling?
I think Evangeline is a really relatable heroine, flawed but ultimately good.
Yeah.
And Jax, that classic bad boy, but he has surprising depth. And then the supporting characters like Apollo and even Marisol really add to that.
So this sounds like a must-read.
Oh, it is.
For fans of Caraval and anyone who enjoys a good fairy tale with a twist.
Absolutely, and it's a journey that I think will stick with you even after you're done reading.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Once Upon a Broken Heart.
Mm.
Hope you enjoyed the journey.
And remember, even in a world with curses and heartbreak, there's always hope for a happily ever after, even if it's not the one you expected.
Until next time, happy reading.